The C45 from Franklin drew a lot of attention and buzz when it first was released. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. On paper, there's quite a few metrics with this paddle that make me a little skeptical of it. However, its performance definitely outweighs the issues. The first being that it is hybrid length, however, it is elongated shape width at 7.5 inches wide. Leaving some room on the table for the full allowable dimensions means that this paddle will be out of the box less stable than a traditional hybrid shape that does use the maximum width. In addition to this, it does have a very low swing weight stock, which makes it feel as though it would be a very poor paddle in terms of stability. However, this is all alleviated with the fact and really the requirement that you add lead or tungsten weight to this paddle to help improve its playability. Once you do add weight to this paddle in a very strategic way, it does become a very, very good paddle. With elite maneuverability out of the box, it will just be middle of the road, maybe a little bit on the faster end once you do modify this paddle. With that being said, at 14 millimeters in thickness, this paddle has a slightly deeper tone than your traditional Gen 2 thermoform paddle, and it does have increased amounts of pop, as well as a good amount of power, putting it firmly in the upper tier of all cork categories. In addition to its great playability, what makes this paddle shine, in my personal opinion, is the feel off the face. This is the closest paddle in terms of feel to the Neonic Flare Prime X, which in my opinion is one of the best feeling paddles on the market, especially in the 14mm variants. You really do get a sense that the ball pockets into the face more than a traditional 14mm paddle usually feels. With this perception of increased dwell time, it really does feel excellent when pocketing the ball on really all strokes. You'll notice that this paddle has quite a bit of pop, one of the more poppier paddles. However, it's very predictable and consistent, which makes it very easy to dial in and control. With this increased amount of pop, there obviously is going to be a learning curve. However, if you're used to paddles like the 14.3 ESQC, the Neonic Flare Prime X, or other 14 to 12mm paddles that do have quite a bit of pop, this will be right up your alley. Now, because the C45 does not use the full allowable dimensions and only is 7.5 inches wide, it will be less stable and forgiving compared to other hybrid shapes that do use the full allowable dimensions. The C45 is dual certified, meaning it is UPAA approved as well as USAP approved. Now, the one major question that will be answered once this paddle gets out into the masses is durability. Some have reported this paddle has quite a bit of a break-in period. Also, there have been reports of this paddle breaking. I'm happy to report after 10 plus hours playing with this paddle, I have noticed a very small change in this paddle, but nothing that really mimics the Pulse lineup from Pickleball Apes or other Gen 3 paddles that do have notorious break-in periods. Now, does that mean that this paddle's not going to break in anymore? Of course not. But if it does, I will be happy to keep you guys in the loop. So pay attention and subscribe to keep up to date with my weekly podcast where I usually provide updates. Now, the only downside of this paddle is not really even a downside, it's just a middle of the road performer, is its spin potential. You are able to shape the ball quite well, but it's not anything that is going to be top tier or close to that very high category in terms of spin. It's really just middle of the road, but more than sufficient. Surprisingly, with the low twist weight, combined with the lack of fully used dimensions, this was one of the most enjoyable playtesting experiences I've had with just about any paddle. I do think this is one of the most fun and interesting paddles currently on the market, not to mention it's very good looking. If you'd like to purchase this paddle, you can utilize my promo code PURSUIT, which will save you some money at checkout. Franklin and I will be giving away one C45. All that you have to do to enter for a chance to win is like and comment on this video, subscribe to Pickleball Pursuit, and fill out the Google form listed in the description below. The winner will be selected 2 weeks after this video has been uploaded. with how much I enjoyed this paddle, I am very much looking forward to seeing the new released shapes that also will have the same construction. The standard shape is one I'm keeping my eye on very closely. Hope you enjoyed this review of the Franklin C45. It definitely is a step up on their current lineup and is a really sleek and high performing paddle. Until the next review, I'm Lewis with Pickleball Pursuit, and I'll see you soon.